everybody, and welcome. My name is Alex Brasky, alongside my co-host, Ajay Cybulski, here with Shannon Schmieder and Coach Lydia Spiotta. Coach, we're here to talk about Shannon's career and just the impact she's made on Alexander track and field, and you've been alongside for the journey. Can you comment on what's made her such a successful athlete? I'm sure the time, the effort that she's put in, but can you break it down for us in terms of what exactly makes Shannon so successful for the green and gold out there in Alexander?
Yeah, hey guys, thanks so much for having us. We appreciate the recognition. Shannon 100% is a standout athlete, not only like in the GR, but Section 5 and in the state. It's been a blast the past few years getting to work with her. I think it really stems from like the past few seasons. We have just this core group of girls who are so strong and have really motivated and pushed each other to be better day in and day out. So she's had some really cool experiences going to states for indoor with that 4x4 team. They ran a record time of 4:04 for us. And it was so fun. You know, Jaden Mullen was a great inspiration for Shannon, and you know, they say iron sharpens iron, and those two definitely have been sharpening each other the past few years. And so I'm just happy that Shannon kind of gets her senior spotlight this season, because she is someone that is not an overnight success, because it has been hard work, dedication, day in, day out over the past, you know, at least 3 years I've been around, to really kind of bring her to these moments where she is dominating in her performances.
Coach Spiotta, Shannon, thank you for joining us. My first question for Shannon. Shannon, what was it like for you to capture sectional titles in the spring and the 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, and long jump? And was that something that you thought was attainable going in, and you know, something that you really wanted to accomplish?
Yeah, it was very exciting for me to do that, you know, because I've just been working so hard, especially doing indoor. Indoor is very competitive. And, you know, I've won sectionals for indoor, so that was already something that I had achieved, one of my goals I'd achieved. But definitely it was very exciting for me to just be able to go out there and run my best time and just be able to like be in the spotlight, I guess. So yeah, it was very exciting for me.
Now, going over your entire track and field career, what's the memory that stands out for you? Maybe it's not just winning a sectional title. What's your favorite memory that really comes back to you when you reflect on that?
Definitely my favorite memory was indoor state qualifiers 2 years ago, with our 4x4. You know, going in, we were so scared. We were very frightened. You know, we had all these big teams from the Rochester area that were, you know, they have huge programs, and here we are at this little school. We really showed them who's boss, and we earned that spot to states, and we made it, and I think that's probably my favorite memory.
Now, Shannon, Coach already mentioned Jaden, and it's been a long line of successful athletes at Alexander, but you two kind of coming back to back here. Can you speak on that iron sharpens iron situation and how your two's dynamic has really developed until she left school last year, and maybe how she continues to help you even though she's already graduated?
Yeah, honestly, when we were younger, probably like when I was in 10th grade, she was in 11th grade, we weren't super close, but we definitely got really close when we were in the 4x4 together. And I think just competing against each other every single day in practice, it really just drove both of us to do better. And we're really good friends now. You know, she's one of my best friends, and she just inspires me every day to just keep going and keep working hard.
Yeah, so like I think we all know Jaden Mullen is built different for sure. And she was kind of like the prototype, right? Like all these girls got to see like it can be done, you can work that hard, you can be that successful. So like that was awesome, I think, for Shannon to kind of put that seed in her mind that like, yeah, this can be me 100%. So like we appreciate that. And then, you know, kind of Shannon has taken it from there this season. You know, Jaden's been able to help out as an assistant coach in our program, and we're super grateful for that because she's just like a book of knowledge. She knows something about everything, every single event. So we've really enjoyed having her. But really this year for Shannon has been great because people will be like, wow, like where did this girl come from? She's incredible. And I was like, she's been here, like she's been around, you know, like we just had 2 superstars back to back. And so like I said, I'm just really glad Shannon's getting like her time in the sun.
Now, Coach, a simple question, but maybe a long-winded answer here. How will Shannon be remembered as an athlete and as a person, as a part of the Alexander Trojans?
Oh my gosh. So not only like in our program, but the whole school, you know, a small district like this, everyone, when they see me, they're like, so Shannon, you know, like that was a huge race, like State Cute was awesome. What is she doing at State? So in a way, it just brings such a sense of excitement to our school. It's something that we can all rally behind and be excited for. She is upbeat, she's happy, she's, you know, always, you know, a vibe for sure. So like she's not only respected by her teammates, but her classmates are really happy to see her succeed. And then as far as our program, this year, like I've already noticed so many underclassmen stepping up and following in her example. And like that's probably the greatest thing. She's just inspiring the future generations coming up. And I really appreciate how she'll talk to some of these underclassmen and be like, when I was a freshman, when I was a sophomore, like I wasn't rolling up to invites winning first place. Like, and that's okay. Like, but if you stay disciplined and you stay consistent, like the success will come. And she is just, you know, like a hallmark story of that.
Now, Shannon, back to you. How has Coach Spiotta helped you become the athlete you are today? Because obviously, when you're as successful as you've been, it doesn't all happen on your own. So just talk about Coach Spiotta and what she means to you.
Yeah, so Coach Spiotta came in my sophomore year, and she was kind of more working with the throwers that year, so we weren't super close. But the next year, she kind of stepped up. Were you head coach yet, or were you
indoor?
She was our indoor head coach before school, come in and do workouts at like 5:30 in the morning. I mean, we still do that, so that's great, and it's amazing. And just like the time she dedicates to her athletes is amazing, and not only her athletes, but her students as well. She's a teacher at Alexander, so she's just always working hard to make sure that we're working hard.
How about your future plans, Shannon? What do you have planned for the future? Such a successful high school career. What do you have planned for your future, whether it's within athletics, whether it's moving on? What do you have planned moving forward?
So in the fall, I plan to attend University of Buffalo. I'm going to run track there, and I'm going to study nursing. So that'll be pretty difficult, but I've always been a hard worker, so I'm hopeful that I can succeed.
Horns up. So, Shannon, back to you. What is your advice, message to future athletes that are coming to Alexander? Just in general, what makes you great? What can make an athlete so great like you've done throughout your career?
I just think it's honestly, I say the same thing every time. It's just like being dedicated and being motivated. You're not going to be motivated every single day to achieve your goals, so you have to stay dedicated. You have to put in the extra work and just keep showing up every day. I mean, even if you don't feel 100%, you're 100% that day. It's going to get you to where you want to be.
And Coach Spiotta, what makes Shannon stand out from the rest of the other athletes you've coached at? And I know you've already touched on it a little bit, but what makes her stand out compared to the rest of the athletes you've coached?
So Shannon is a workhorse. We always tease her that she's like farm girl tough. But I swear that's like part of the secret to her success. She's just tough and strong through and through, whether that's like waking up at 5 and doing farm chores before she does like her core workout and comes to school for the day. And just like the discipline, you know, like being consistent and being disciplined and just promising herself and believing in the process, right? Like it will pay off. It may not be today, it may not be next meet, but if I stick with it, eventually, like those dreams will be realized. And like, I don't know if I've seen a better example of just believing in herself and believing in her training and just trusting in all of that. So I think that's really what sets her apart. She's not scared of extra work. She's not scared of puking if that's what's needed in the workout. She will push herself to her absolute limit every day. And it's just incredible to have been able to be a part of and watch. Like this year at the invites, you know, there's 25 schools there and she's beating people by 10 meters in the 200. It's wild. So I've been just, you know, reminding myself to just take a breath and watch and enjoy it because she is a remarkable talent.
Now, Shannon, how about personally, the Schmieder name in Alexander? There's been a lot of great athletes that have come through, and you're another one in the long line. So to live up to that name and put your talents on display and come away with championship level success, what has that meant to you?
It honestly means like a lot to me because, you know, my family, they're all athletes, and I kind of honestly just want to prove myself to everyone that I can be good, and I can win all these big races, big meets, and, you know, I really want to win a state championship in something this year, and it's very important to me to do that. So,
yeah, her family is definitely very competitive. She'll talk about like being strong enough so she can like put her older brother in a headlock. You know, these are the goals that motivate her.
Yeah, certainly lofty goals, but for any athlete that's accomplished, you have to have those lofty goals. But one more before we get on out of here. Another personal question, just what has it meant to you, Shannon, to compete for Alexander, to wear that green and gold? Lydia mentioned it earlier. Smaller community, everyone kind of knows one another, everyone's kind of in each other's business in a good way, maybe a bad way as well. But what has that meant to you in such a small community to put your talents on display and to have people asking about you and keeping tabs on your success?
Yeah, it means a lot to me because, you know, I'll be going to these meets and I'll be beating these people from, like, I don't know, the big Rochester schools, and people are like, oh my gosh, who is she? I'm like, I'm from Alexander. They're like, where's that? I'm like, we're just a bunch of farmers, basically. So yeah, it honestly just gets the school's name out there. You know, we have a lot of talented athletes here, and I just think that we honestly get overlooked a lot. So it means a lot to be able to, you know, bring some light to our school.
Yeah, there's definitely like a certain pride in like representing a small town, right? Like we might not have the fanciest things, you know, the best equipment, but we work just as hard as everybody else. So it's cool to see it pay off.
All right. Coach Lydia Spiotta, Shannon Schmieder, thank you for joining us and having a brief discussion. And Shannon, good luck in the future.
Thank you.